Hello, this video is going to look at how to get an A star in GCSE computing. We're going to look at the key skills that you need to be able to achieve that A star in the GCSE computing exam. We're going to look at knowledge, understanding, using keywords and expanding on your answers. So first of all, your exam is going to count for 40% of your overall GCSE grade. This exam will consist of a mixture of short and long answers. Overall, the exam will have 80 marks. Knowledge. These are the topics that you need to show a good knowledge of for your GCSE computing. These are the 7 modules that we have gone through for the past 2 years, and at the end of the 2 years, your exam will cover every single part of this. Okay, so you need to show a good understanding of computer theory. You need to be able to demonstrate the ability to recall, select, communicate your knowledge and show an understanding of computer technology to a high level. Now I've written on there's 42 marks in total available. The exam will have a lot of questions, and altogether 42 marks of those questions will count towards your ability to demonstrate your computer theory. 28 marks will go on questions allowing you to demonstrate your ability to apply your knowledge, understanding and skills to solve computer problems or programming problems. Now this may be in the form of a flowchart, this may be in the form of pseudocode, an algorithm, or some other way to show that you can solve some computer programs. Analyse and evaluate. You need to be able to show that you can analyse, evaluate and make some judgments and conclusions to a high level. There will be about 10 marks available for this in your exam. So when you're answering the exam, you need to make sure you're confident in using keywords and key terms regularly. There are definitely a lot to learn and to remember in GCSE computing. You use them in the right moment within your work, and you always spell them correctly. Now, the long answer questions. This is where a lot of pupils find it a little bit difficult. They fall down sometimes. So this is the best way of answering long answer questions. Before you start, you think of all your possible points. There will be a lot of points you can choose, and you should choose the points that are most relevant to that question, or the best points for that question. If relevant, you need to give a balanced answer, so rather than just giving all the positives or all the negatives, balance your answer out. Always give a point and then expand on your answer. So let's have a little example. Explain how a school might address legal issues when creating a system that stores personal data about pupils. Now, automatically, I'm thinking pupil data, that's data protection. So the school needs to make sure they keep the data safe. They must make sure they've got access levels. Stop hackers, allow the data only to be accessible from those key people. I'm also thinking about school, child protection laws. You're going to need permission to store these, to store certain data from parents. So these are key points for this exam question. For each point, I would then explain my point and explain why it's relevant to the question. What about another example? Discuss the implications of creating open source software. Now, a lot of people may go down all the positives or all the negatives, but to get that A star, you need to make sure you show a balanced answer. So some positives I can think of are that if you create open source software, you're allowing others to use and improve the software. So that could be good for the community. Often there's a free license, so you don't need to worry about licensing. You can use the software and improve it and do what you want with it. However, you don't make money from open source software, that's the downside. So if you're going to actually pay people to create some software and then you decide to open source it, you're going to have to pay for all of that development and the code, and also the code might not be reliable. If you release it as open source, people can update it, improve it. That code may not be reliable and it could crash, especially if you need it for an important purpose. You need to make sure that code is reliable. So in summary, we've looked at what knowledge you need to know, the understanding, how you demonstrate that in your exam, make sure you use keywords, and important tips on using, expanding on your answers. Thank you.